Now, you've probably read from the title that David Haye has split from his long-time trainer, Adam Booth, the Dark Lord, he's been nicknamed. And that's been a relationship for a long time, Haymaker and Adam Booth. And the story has been broken by Boxing Scene, so I won't take any credit for that. And then I've got to also thank Counter Punch Boxing for tweeting it and sending me the information. Now, it's interesting because it was only about 2 or 3 days ago I was thinking to myself, well, we heard about David Haye's comeback, and it was going to be around the October time. And lo and behold, David Haye has broken with Adam Booth. Now, I don't know what's happened, and it's kind of bittersweet for me because in some ways it would have been nice to see Adam and David together. But on the flip side of this, I actually would like to see David Haye with a new trainer, to see if a new trainer can bring anything different to the Haymaker. I actually do think, saying all of this now, that if we look at the George Groves situation, when George Groves left Adam Booth, he then went on to get stopped twice, regardless of the first stoppage you didn't like. The second stoppage by Carl Froch was pretty brutal and answered any questions about Carl Froch, his first stoppage. So Carl Froch brutally knocked Groves out in the second fight. I believe that David Haye's style lends itself to speed, movement, and at his age now, can he get another trainer in that will be able to help him continue with that? Because if you look at Groves after he left and he went with Paddy Fitzpatrick, which, no disrespect to Paddy Fitzpatrick, but Groves didn't look the same fighter, and I guess he walked onto a shot with his left hand down low by his side and was able to get caught with a right hand over the top. David Haye's been yet to be knocked out in a fight, and my fear now is that he's left Adam Booth at this part of his career. He may feel like, you know what, I've learned all I can learn from Adam Booth and it's time for me to move on. Refreshingly so, and it will be great to see the Haymaker back. I did say in my previous comments about David Haye that he indeed will come back in 2014. I did say this when the whole Tyson Fury thing, when I said I believe that he would pull out of the Tyson Fury second fight. He did do so. I said Tyson Fury and David Haye wouldn't fight. That has happened. I was called conspiracy theorist by a few people, and I said that he would come back in 2014. Well, it's David's saying all the right things, so he's making this comeback, I believe. I don't know if it's still going to happen or not. If he does come back in 2014, I really would like to see him successfully come back and fight in America. Love to see him fight in the MGM, and would love to see him fight, in I don't know, all the big arenas in America. To see him fight there and fight against America's best, it would be great to see that. I've actually met David since my comments I've said about him, and I think there are two sides to David Haye. Let's clear something up here. David Haye, the fighter, and I've said it before, David Haye, the guy outside of boxing, and I see he seems to be a pretty nice guy. I will say that now. I never thought that David wasn't a nice guy. I just didn't really appreciate what he was doing in terms of messing around with the fans and the tickets sales, and people booking tickets to see David fight and him pulling out of all these fights, and which he has turned around and apologised for. And I think he does want to make things up with the public. So will we see a different style from David Haye? Will we see David Haye engaging more? Will we see David Haye throwing more combinations rather than just throwing the one shot at a time and pot shotting? Will we see more of that from David Haye with a new trainer? And who do you think a good trainer for David Haye would be now? Well, if you could be a manager now or trainer now, or you could pick the trainer for David Haye, who would it be for you? Who would you pick? For me, if I was a trainer now, or if I was going to take David Haye on now, I would work on David Haye's inside game. He's good on the outside and pot shotting. But when he gets inside, that's where there seems to be a problem. And if you look at the fight against Vladimir Klitschko, it was when he was trying to get inside and he couldn't get past the jab. When he got inside, you could see how David's skill level to actually get to Vladimir was a problem. He got to the giant, which was what's his name again? Anyway, that giant he fought, Nikolai Valuev, of course, and he got to him, but Valuev was very slow of feet and hand. But even then, when he got inside of Valuev, if you compare what Holyfield did when he got inside, Holyfield was letting 3, 4, 5 punches off. David Haye only landed, 3, 4 punches maybe when he actually hurt Valuev, and that was in the 12th round. So I'd like to see a trainer working David Haye's ability to get inside and really land 4 or 5 punches and get out. I would like to see that from him. So that'd be the one thing we'll see David Haye. My only fear now is that if he gets another trainer now, that may have him stick around a bit more, and he may not be as fast. That's where I think he'll be more vulnerable to getting clipped and getting knocked out. And getting knocked out similar to how Groves got knocked out. Quite simply because when you carry that left hand as low as David does and the way that George does, you're always vulnerable to the right hand over the top. So the only reason why I can see probably Booth and Haye splitting is that Haye probably wants to do it alone and doesn't really want Booth taking all the money. That could be the only wild guess. I don't know. I'm only speculating here, but it'd be over money. I'm sure it will come out eventually. Or George Groves has left. Adam Booth's having a bit of a hard time at the moment. He had fighters come and leave him, whether it be Cleverly, David Price, David Haye's left him. How many other fighters have been around Booth and left him suddenly? Don't know. It's been a strange time for Adam Booth. And then he's been to America. He had Mike Perez, and that didn't quite work out well because obviously Bryant Jennings went on and beat Mike Perez. So, wow. What's going to happen with Adam Booth now? A lot of people rated Adam Booth, but something's not right going on. Whether it's with, again, money negotiations, maybe Adam feels that he deserves a lot more money. Don't know. And fighters have said, you know what? You might be a good trainer, but you're not that good. Or they may turn around and say, you know what? I'll go elsewhere. There's so many other trainers around. I don't know. I can't say. It's all speculation. So, but yeah, I'd like to see David Haye back in the ring again. And no, I wouldn't want to see him against Anthony Joshua. I wouldn't want to see him against Tyson Fury. In fact, I wouldn't want to see him against any British fighter. I'd like to see him in the European circuit. Maybe pick up a European title if he could, and then fight for a world title. I really would like to see him do that. But there was a rumour at one point that he was going to fight in Dubai against Tava. I don't think that's going to happen now. But yeah, anyway, I'd love to hear what people think on the whole David Haye saga with Adam Booth. Yeah, I guess that's a bit it. I'm out.